All right, halfway point of the season. Okay, we're obviously not happy with where we're at as a defense. We've set very high expectations for ourselves as a coaching staff and as a group, and obviously to this point we haven't met them. We're still going to relentlessly try to reach those expectations as players and as a group. Our players are doing a great job working. They're focused on getting better every day, and I do see improvement in those guys as the game's gone past. We're looking forward to the remaining 8 games, especially this one coming up against the Cardinals. Questions?
You just mentioned relentless. You've been speaking about relentlessness all year. Your run defense really hasn't been relentless so far. Why is that?
I would disagree with that. You watch the long run, watch Eric Reed run to the ball. That's being relentless. So guys are playing hard. It's not the reason.
On that long run, there obviously was an assignment miss. I mean, at this stage, have you seen that in previous defenses that you coached? Constant missed assignments this deep into the season?
Yeah, I think that's in all sports. You know, any sport, especially at a high level, you know, it's about execution. And when you make a mistake, you know, a good offense or a good player exploits it. And that's what happened on that play. They did a good job blocking up. We had a guy make a mistake, and then the running back outran the angles we had on him. So we gave up a big play. And then it makes look like what we did the rest of the game rush-wise obviously looked really, really bad. So, yeah, it's frustrating.
Jim, you say you've seen improvements. Can you just share with us what they are?
Yeah, you know, Eli Harold, I thought, had one of his better games on the edge. He did a great job knocking tight ends back, falling off blocks, and he had 3 or 4 big tackles for us on the edge. I'll just try to go, you know, Nick Bellor's really grown at the inside backer position. Gerald Hodges made some nice plays for us. You know, I think of one of the first plays of the game where Gerald ended up, he was a quarter flat player. They went empty, and he had great eye discipline, and he pushed through at number 2 to the flat, and he ended up getting a pass breakup. Just Jimmy Ward, how much he's grown at corner and at nickel with him being in and out of the lineup. Eric Reed has done so much for us positionally just to try to patch up some holes. You know, we played him a lot at dime backer this week, so that was a new position for him. You know, Rashard Robinson, some of the things so I mean, I could go on and on. There's guys that are growing every day. We got a good young group that continue to get better, and it's, you know, we knew it was going to take some time. We knew it was going to be a journey. Obviously, we were hoping to get quicker results, but I'm not discouraged at all. You know, the guys are working, the coaches are working, and we're doing everything we can to fix the problems.
What was the decision to move Reed to dime linebacker?
What's that?
What was the decision behind using Reed as a dime linebacker?
We just used them there on third down situations and some obvious passing situations to take advantage of some matchups, some man coverage matchups.
So is that just more a Saints matchup thing, or is that something that maybe now you could use?
We're going to go into each game different just to try to base it off of what we need to do matchup wise, you know.
Jim, early in the season, you were able to offset some of the yards you gave up with takeaways. I know takeaways can be a little fickle, but anything you put your finger on why haven't been getting as
Yeah, I thought, you know, we talked all week to Defoe and Armstead, you know, with going against Drew, those guys pushing the pocket and trying to tip a ball to change a game. And Defoe actually did it early in the game, and we had 2 guys that had a chance to intercept it. Unfortunately, we didn't. And then we had another one down in the red zone. I think Brock made a nice play on a pass, and Mike Wilhoit, it just kind of slipped between his hands. So we had a chance to make 2 really big interceptions in that game. Unfortunately, we didn't. We did get a ball on the ground. They recovered it. So it's hit or miss. But we understand that this league, it's all about the turnover battle. Everything about this. So we got to do a better job forcing turnovers and putting our offense in better, you know, in good field position so they can gain a possession.
You watched this game from up in the box, so what kind of different vantage point did that give you? And I guess in terms of perspective on what you saw from your defense.
New Orleans does a lot of things that a lot of people probably don't even notice before the ball's snapped, personnel-wise, substitution-wise. So I thought that I'd be able to save our guys a second or two if I was up top and being able to see it instead of somebody just relaying the information to me. One of the big goals for our team that game was to try to beat them out of the huddle, and then we wanted to get our cleats in the ground before them. I think for the most part we were pretty good at that. There were a couple times where I might have been able to be a little bit quicker with the call, or a guy could have been a little bit quicker to get lined up. But I thought that I could help them out by doing that against New Orleans.
You guys have another veteran quarterback this week with Palmer. Would you do the same thing, or are you going to plan on doing that?
I don't know yet. I haven't decided. I'm gonna see. We're gonna set the game plan, and then I'll kind of make a decision, as in the next couple days on how I want to do it.
Jim, when you go through a 7-game losing streak, how do you keep things light for the players? 'Cause obviously they're working hard, they want to see results, and you don't get those. Do you have to kind of change, not change what you're doing, but how do you do to like mood, keep them engaged? And
Yeah, I mean, usually, you always talk about not letting a loss turn into two. You don't want the previous week to affect you, but it's hard. It's really hard. I mean, it's everybody likes to win. You put so much into it. The players do, the coaches do. You put every ounce of energy that you have into trying to build a game plan, try to coach guys up, try to go out there and execute, and then when you lose, it sucks. But you got to be consistent. You got to stay positive with them, and that's what I think we've done. I think the coaching staff's done a great job with the guys in their position group. The guys have done a good job through a lot of adversity already in the first 8 weeks, and you just got to keep going. What wins in this league is consistency. What wins in professional sports is consistency, and if you're not consistent week in and week out, you're not going to win.
Jim, this defense is on pace to threaten NFL records for most points, most rushing yards, most total yards allowed in a season. After the last 2 games, Chip's been asked about, are you going to considering changes to the defensive staff? Obviously, the implication is, changing your role or your position. Obviously, you understand the deal. Do you think the criticism, hey, replace the defensive coordinator, is fair? Do you understand it?
People can have their opinions. That's fine. There's been 3 different coordinators here now in 3 years. I'll say it again. I came here to help with the problem, or to be a part of a new staff. I believe in what we're doing. I believe in Coach Kelly. Consistency wins in this league.
Yesterday about the job you're doing, and he just said no one on a defensive staff is doing a good enough job. Do you agree with that?
Well, yeah, we're 1-7, so I do think we're growing each week. But when you're 1-7, nobody's doing a good job.
3 different coordinators in 3 years. Are you underscoring that these guys have had to learn a new system 3 straight years, and it's hard to?
I think that is hard. Yeah, but I mean, we could talk for hours about that and my beliefs. But I think when you're consistent with guys and you allow guys to hear the same message and get coached the same way, there's a reason the good teams in this league are really good.
When you come in with a new staff and have been teaching a new offense or a new defense, part of not necessarily when you were a coordinator, but what's the time period on when things start to click and a light bulb goes on?
I think it's different for everybody. I think you can really start to see it click for some individual players. It hasn't really clicked for us probably as a group yet, because we're still making some mistakes. I think for example, the secondary. I think we've started a new lineup every week in the secondary, and just those guys, them working each week on communicating with each other, and they've really grown. And so I don't have a great answer for that on when it clicks. Do you have young players? Do you have older players? You have young players mixed with older players. Every team's different. Every year's different.
Whose job is it to when you guys come off the field after a bad play or giving up a touchdown? The guys, they sit down on the bench, they listen to the position coaches as they should and go over the plays. But whose job is it to fire them up and just kind of get into somebody, I don't know if it's a veteran leader necessarily, or do they need somebody doing that on the sideline?
Those guys come off the field and they know right away. I would say 98 out of 100 times when a guy messes something up, before you even get to him, he knows. So you make the correction. You know, if a guy knows he messed up, you can't make, what are you going to do? You're not going to make too big. You get him coached up. He knows he messed up. And then as far as firing guys up, you know, yeah, there's some leaders and, you know, there's some coaches that can do that. But if you're a guy that consistently needs to be motivated and fired up, you're not going to spend too much time in this league.
Which players in your opinion have been the most consistent up to this point? Say that again. I'm sorry. Which players have been the most consistent in your opinion up to this point?
Eric Reed jumps out to me. I think he's been really consistent for us, very solid. If you had to ask for one, that would be the one I would probably say.
Jim,
Last one.
Will Redmond, do you expect him to be added to the 53 man?
No, I don't. I think that he will not be activated, and he will not practice today. So, yeah, that's the plan.